for Devonport so far. Mullen, and she'll get it in space. She's got Wiley for company. Foot's made a good run. She'll poke it through to McMullen again with a bit of space. She'll just try and play it in the middle. Knight made a run and just gets cut out well again by Eloise Payne. Pretty solid so far. It's a good ball over the top for Davis again. Davis in a one-on-one. She get in behind. It's a decent shot from Davis and just trickles across the front of the net. Just Emmett with her hands full out there in that right-hand channel. She's doing a lot of covering across today. I think Davis, knowing that she has Wiley for pace at least, and she's kind of lining up on this other side of Annalee Bidwell, and I think that's probably a good decision from Laura Davis to kind of target that right-hand channel more than the left one. Here's Davis here, gets it on her boot, and a very desperate challenge. Almost another, well, couple of little opportunities here for Kingborough. Gone begging, but Devonport kind of inflicting these a little bit on their own, trying to play out and getting caught on it. And I think if they do this too many more times, Kingborough will go 1-0 up. And Walsh will take it again. Moore's at the top of the box, with a good foot in. And it goes high and doesn't challenge Michaela Mitchell in the Devonport goal. And we're just about half an hour gone here at Lightwood Park. And 0-0 so far, if you're just joining us. Sun's come out. It's actually quite a nice afternoon for football down south here. The other aspect of the game that is an intriguing one with this kind of matchup across the leagues is just how much distance there is between the two clubs. And it's not that much more than a lot of other Hobart clubs. As Walsh's ball is looking for Lashmar at the back stick. It's well taken by Mitchell. And just a pretty early start for the Strikers women today. And just getting yourself going after, early start, long bus trip. Just that extra 20 minutes down the road from, KG5 or 5 or 10 minutes from South Hobart. Just, a little bit of extra travel time for the girls to deal with. And they are quite used to that aspect of it, but it does amount to a fairly long day for these teams. Ball around the corner for Hardy and then Abby White. Good ball. Mullen shapes to cross. Dangerous little ball, kind of on the half volley. Capel and Foot were in the vicinity, and McIntosh, a lovely footy kick out to Lashmar, and she takes that one very well under the pressure of Hardy. Kanagisa just trying to gamble on that one. Emmett doing well to cut it out, though. Here's Knight. All through is a good one, and Fuchs clearing that one away. Line centre-backs dealing with a lot of stuff very well so far. Again, they have a lot of protection. It's very deep from the rest of the midfield. They've got sort of 2 banks of 4 set up, sometimes even 5. And the ball will come back out to Whitney Knight. There's so much time on the ball, surveying options. And I'll try and get another passing chain going here at Devonport. Patterns are pretty impressive. Here's Whitney Knight again. Just shown off it a little bit in the midfield there. We'll come back to Knight. Ball coming across. Nice 1-2. Can she shape to shoot? She'll try and play McMullen in. McMullen takes a touch. It's a little bit heavy. Well shown off by Cara Lashmar, tracking back from her wing position. But Louise McMullen's overlapping runs, very dangerous. And then we'll get lumped up in the Laura Davis direction. Jumps for it with Bidwell. McMullen again. Nice ball through to Capel. Capel and Foot combine well. And Devonport playing some really nice stuff. Just the last ball and the last touch not coming off for them at the moment. Some of these little triangles, 1-2s they're playing through the midfield. Just progressing that ball superbly. That'll go back in to Hardy now. We'll throw him from McMullen, and it's missed by all the strikers players. Carnegie's trying to release Davis again. And well cut off by Wiley. Touching by foot. And away by Amelia Howe. Sims now. To Abby White with a thumping ball across. It might find McMullen. Shielded off pretty well in the end by Hannah Walsh, who has been absolutely everywhere for Kingborough so far today. Forward, back, finding herself at this near side full-back position. I reckon McIntosh plays it into Payne. Payne wasn't really expecting the ball to come that early. Good header from Kanagisa, but doesn't have any runners running off her. And will get collected by Devonport to switch. I think for Devonport, it will kind of, after this, I guess, the result against South Hobart last week, I think everyone would have pigeonholed them as a top 2 side this season. Whether they were, title contenders, given that South Hobart hadn't lost in full year. on her bike in some space. It's Lucy Foot in space, and that's I was going to say a really good finish. From this angle, that looked like it was going into the bottom left-hand corner. Hit it pretty well. That was where she needed to put it, and it just skews wide of the Kingborough net. I think the Lions getting away with that one a little bit. I think Devonport be ruining that missed opportunity. Again, so close to half-time, going in with a 1-0 lead in a kind of tight tussle like this would mean a lot and give the girls a lot of confidence through that period, but not to be, and it will remain 0-0 here at half-time at Lightwood Park. Said, been a tight affair, which Devonport have had definitely lion's share of possession, but both teams with their opportunities. I think Lucy Foot probably with the best of them just in that last minute or two, but Kingboroug's defence working very, very hard to deny them of opportunities, and they've had a few little sniffs on the counter as well. So, very intriguing battle. I've been enthralled the whole time, and hopefully the second half will portend some good things. Potentially some goals, but some more close and interesting play here in the WSL. So, hope you'll join me back here in a few minutes as we resume from the break, and I'll see you then.
Here's a little thanks for...
They're more than Chicken McNuggets.
Hard work.
They're team builders. Get more for your money at Macca's with 24 Chicken McNuggets for just $9.95.
Hi, look, I'm sorry, it's not that I didn't want to help, but Ashley told me that Tony should take priest. If not...
Our McCafe blend isn't just barista crafted across Australia. Our beans are also sourced from Kenya, Honduras, Ethiopia and Brazil, then roasted in Melbourne. Just another reason it's...
Here, I'm right next to the tree. It just doesn't work, right? I mean, so, and he told me that if anything goes so, whichever way. Now, the other thing I want to tell you, I'm outside here, right? And then the sun is on the unit. I just can't see anything on the screen. All I can see often, like now, because it's a half time, right? I'm closing with my hand so I can see the camera on it, but very little detail. So what I don't know, and I couldn't find it easily in the menu, is there some brightness which I can control for that screen? Yeah, me neither. So, but, and the button is that OK button, right? Yeah. But then it immediately... Yeah, now it's gone to the menu, but I really don't see. Well, hopefully it's not a problem, right? Yeah, no, okay, look. So, thanks, hopefully it will stay. So I recorded everything, so we have the whole thing. And then I'll send it to Ash in the evening and we'll upload it. But hopefully the second part. Anyway. Alright. was in
Yeah.
here we can just keep it going.
Yeah, I normally just do it just here. Yeah, I should probably think of some questions actually. I just like, I don't know. Well, I didn't ask good ones last week. No, I want to ask good ones. That's okay.
Last week it wasn't around.
Well, we had, there was 2 games, but they were just cup games, so, yeah.
Probably not at the belly button, so Carmana. Shoot around, boys. Just go around.
Welcome back to Lightwood Park for this WSL matchup between the Kingborough Lions and the Devonport Strikers. My name's Alex Mummery. Thanks for rejoining me here for the second half. Just waiting on Kingborough to come back out from the sheds. Devonport all ready and raring to go. No changes by the looks of it on the Devonport side of things. And Kingborough just using that little bit of extra time to make some final changes and little bits of instruction. Sun has come out again. It's been one of these days, I would say a typical Hobart autumn day. Sort of a little bit of wind around, not too much wind, a lot of cloud around, but also a bit of sun. So the wind is kind of swirling a little bit. It's not too strong. Look at the corner flags and they're all almost blowing in a different direction, mostly towards that far side of the ground, as you'll see on your screen. 0-0 at the moment, and it should be a barnstorming second half. Really entertaining first half, even though there weren't any goals. Good opportunities for both teams. And really, a lot on the line, I would say, today, especially for Devonport. They can afford a draw, and they'll still have a bit of a gap over South Hobart, but it will kind of let a lot of the contenders back in, and for Kingborough, it will just sort of cement them as a team that can challenge the top two and really cause problems. And so Devonport will want to see if they can't go 1-0 up here. But equally, Lions have been pretty threatening on the break, and there a few little tweaks. They might actually get something out of this game, more than a point, potentially. That ball goes up the line. Lashmar's swapped wings and is on the right-hand side now. Here's Davis almost on the ball. Good foot in by Abby White. And ball through Sims. Not the best for Knight. And maybe just a little tweak of shape for Devonport here. Whitney Knight setting up more as a striker in this second half. She was kind of floating as a 10 kind of midfield position. Here's Payne. It's kind of thigh into a bit of a dangerous area. Danielle Capel switch kind of into a bit more of that midfield spot for the Strikers. Here's Knight now, a good bit of footwork, finds the byline, and cross left a little bit to be desired, just skewing off her boot with her momentum. And I think that it's an interesting little change from the Devonport coaching staff, where they've just made that a tweak, potentially playing Knight a little bit further up the field and trying to use her quality to play through the Kingborough defence rather than just as kind of more ball retention, which is what she was doing a lot of in that first half. And Bidwell will play the ball in tonight now. It's dropped back in, and Capel and Foot sort of playing in that central spot now, so trying to be a bit more flexible. Knight will go through about three people. She'll shape to cross it back to the top of the box. Foot gets onto it and puts it away. Excellent little move from Devonport, and they will head 1-0 up on the score sheet. Lucy Foot with a pretty simple finish in the end. And Kingborough have worked hard all game, and to do that straight after half-time, that's a good show of strength from the Strikers. I think it will make the equation a little bit more difficult for Lions now, not having that comfort of being equal. And now they'll have to really push to try and knock this one back up. And you can just see that tweak, a little positional tweak from Devonport coaching staff paying off in dividends there, with Whitney Knight dribbling through two players and setting one up back to the top of the box for Lucy Foot. So now Kingborough haven't really had a touch of it in this second half. I know these are early days. We'll need to figure out how to break down this Devonport defence and probably see a little bit more of the ball at their feet. Here's Whitney Knight again. Now to Sims. She's got a bit of space. Lashmar working back hard again. She's doing a lot of defensive work throughout this game. His ball up into White, who nodding that ball in the goalward direction. I think that was a real shot, but McIntosh there to collect again. And Payne, ball into Lashmar. Lashmar misses that one. Clemmett trying to turn the corner. Does get around Lashmar. Gets a bit of space now. Here's Hardy. It's a good ball into Knight. Just clean feet from Whitney Knight again. Now she's got time. Turns back on the right foot. Hits it decently. McIntosh kind of took an interesting little position there for Kingborough. Able to scramble across and field that one comfortably. Kanagisa just shoved off it a little bit. Hardy using the body well. Walsh trying to pressure. Walsh again working hard in that midfield for Kingborough. Here's Emmett again. Right-footed left back wanting to cut in. Into Capel. A bit of time. Ball into White, who steals it off the foot of Walsh. Knight again with a really nice ball in the Sims direction, and Fuchs covers well. I just think for that goal for Kingborough, shape has been so good all game. Just got a little bit taken out of it by that run from Knight, and couldn't kind of get Fuchs or Payne in that area at the top of the box where they needed them. And that's where if you take centre-backs out of their spot, just makes life so much easier for attacking players. Lucy Foot kind of making up for that earlier chance in the first half that probably expected to convert more times than not. It's a nice ball from Hennessy. Tries to get it back off Davis, but cleared away powerfully by Annabelle Wiley. McIntosh sending it long. Very good keeper with her feet. Bidwell, bit of a heavy touch, gets away with it. Now she'll drive through the middle into Capel. Payne coming up to meet it. Capel again. Sims driving it wide. Gets around Hennessy, cuts inside, shoots well. Oh, that's very close from Grace Sims. Outstretched arms of McIntosh. Not able to get there, but doesn't find the back of the net. We've had a couple of those that have looked threatening. And Sims cutting inside. Very dangerous. And I just think it's been reasonably comfortable at the back for Kingborough in that first half. And it's a completely different equation in this second. It's been a really hot start from Devonport. There's White into Knight and Foot. Back into Abby White. Ball's a good one. Capel just retaining possession. Whitney Knight shaping to shoot. That's a little bit speculative from the Devonport, striker for the Strikers at the moment. And you can sort of just see how Devonport is setting up now. It's almost a 4-4-2, really. Got Capel and Knight quite high. Foot's kind of dropped back into this midfield position, really. And so they're trying to be a bit more flexible. Someone's lost their boot. I think Lashmar just left that one behind. And she's just a little bit of niggle there. I'll just get that one through. I think Hardy was a bit surprised that was a foul. It just clipped Lashmar enough to take the shoe off. Payne will send that in. It's a good ball. Davis in the area. Used their body well. And ball just kind of caroms off the Devonport player. And Michaela Mitchell will collect it well and send a lovely ball up. But Payne mopping up well. And Payne and Fuchs have had a reasonable game centre-back for the Lions. It's kind of a new look centre-back. They had two really good centre-backs last season as well, with Shreve coming over to Knights kind of as a new club, and Monica Orlovsky lost to the, somewhere else. Not playing this season. Bit of a different dynamic for them back there, but they've both been really good so far for Kingborough. Knight's in space, and you just can't let her have that amount of time. Here is Knight. Really nice feet. It's around a couple of Lions players. Walsh just says, let's get that out here and regroup. Touch in from Emmett. Finds Davis. Really good shoulder to shoulder. Davis had to find Lashmar there, but she's gone through with it again. Just such a good use of the body. Gets back up. Almost half a shot. Again, it's just that support for Laura Davis that Kingborough need to give for him. It is hard because they are doing so much defensive work. And I think it's one of those things where you just got to get a little bit more vocal. It's a good run from Sims. Found a way in behind. Flag stay down. It's Grace Sims. And nice save from McIntosh coming off her line well. Again, a nice aggressive keeper, McIntosh. I think she's read the game quite well today. And just organising a little sub here. I think Tegan Hennessy's just struggling a little bit here at fullback. And that's where they have had a lot of joy with Sims down this near-hand side. The ball comes over. A little bit of a almost half mix-up. Back in the mixer. It might be Abby White, who's trundled up forward from her defensive midfield position. And Kingborough will make some subs now. Will be Hennessy coming off. She's definitely struggling at the end, maybe just with a little bit of muscle soreness. And also Amelia Howell making her way off in the midfield. Kind of had a bit of a marking role today. And Georgia Edwards will come on for Kingborough, along with Casey Buford of the subs. So Buford's come up playing as another striker, so it might mean a little bit of a change in shape for Kingborough too. And I think, oh, that's a kind of skinny corner. As good as Knight's been today, I think she struggled a little bit with a set piece taking, especially down this left of screen end. Lashmar, Davis, and that avoids Edwards, who's the sub. And Emmett will play it in to Capel. Abby White recycling it well. Hardy. It's Bidwell again. Out wide for McMullen. It's a good ball for foot. They've combined really well throughout the game. It's a good cross. McIntosh jumps for it, takes it well. Maybe a sniff of a body contact there. But she's done excellently to follow that up. And Moore also working hard to impact that play. And it's maybe not the best restart from McIntosh, just feeling the pressure. Again, she's been crucial for Kingborough today. She's had a lot to do, and again, showing what a really good, aggressive keeper sort of impact they can have on the game, help their defence out. Abby White, pretty impressive in this midfield as well. She'll play it out wide to Sims, trying to get back on that right foot. And Edwards and Lashmar work it out. And Emmett will throw it in. And we'll get into Capel. Away by Moore. Shout for a handball not given. Lashmar getting up the line. Emmett using the body well. And puts her under pressure and gets it out for a Devonport throw. And there's a little bit of movement on the Devonport bench here. Got Madeline Payne, Phoebe Mitchell amongst others who've played big roles for Devonport in the past. Here's Hannah Walsh. She'll shape to shoot. It's a bit of a speculative effort. And Mitchell collects it easily. I think it's one of those things where any sort of side at goal for Lions, they're just trying to take it at the moment. Fuchs jumps for it, goes over her head. Wiley tries to collect. Back to Foot. And McMullen has run. Doesn't get to her, though. That's not the best back pass and puts under a lot of pressure. Knight with a cross, and Edwards with a really crucial interception there. That was a certain goal at the back post for Sims if she didn't make a tackle there. And Kingborough will get out of trouble for the time being. And this is where they went wrong last time. Fuchs makes a better ball this time. And now McIntosh is looking for Lashmar. Goes shorter. Edwards can't get through there. And Emmett will throw it back in for the strikers. And ball through from Capel and away from Edwards. Again, strikers with all the pressure and all the territory, and they haven't really had the same sort of impact, I would say, in this second half in terms of Kingborough's counter-attacking threat. They haven't... Well, Davis hasn't been able to get on the ball at all, and it's really been this sort of opportunity. They can kind of have a bit of a sniff. Devonport have been good to snuff it out, but Walsh will play it long. Kanagisa's in the area. She'll bring it down. Kanagisa pokes it home and makes it 1-0 for the Lions. I was just about to say they haven't had much in the second half to, well, be happy about, but they'll be overjoyed with that one. And Danielle Kanagisa hasn't had a lot of the ball. You give her half a sniff and she'll put it away. And that is a big moment in this game. It's been really entertaining throughout. And now Devonport, oh, will they respond? And that's a big confidence boost for Kingborough getting a goal in the game generally, but making it 1-1 will lead to a really good finish. Hoping in hopefully a bit of a prelude to some of the other games happening around this week. Is Capel. He's got space, shoots decently, and McIntosh, again, just safe hands. Buford sub, just heading that one over the head of Hardy into Edwards. Here's Sims. Ball back in tonight. She weaves through a couple of players. Back out to Abby White. Really good challenge from Moore. That might be a foul from Emmett. Don't think she got a lot of the ball there at all. Kanagisa is a bit sore after that one. Just got a bit collected there. Here's Walsh. And they'll just keep playing through it. And a little bit unlucky there, Kingborough, not to get a free kick. But they will get the throw anyway, so it doesn't really make too much of an impact. Here's Payne. She'll get it to Fuchs. It's not the... Works out okay, though, for the Lions in the end. Here's Walsh. Will she lump it long again? And she'll go down the line for Kanagisa this time. Really nicely done by Emmett. And Foot and White combining. Again, Foot playing a little bit deeper, and Knight's kind of drifting into her space quite a lot in this second half. And there will be a foul. Fuchs just getting tugged off it. And Lions now, with their tails up a little bit here, feel like they've got a big opportunity to take all 3 points from this game, which didn't feel too likely 10 minutes ago, but they've really come with some good energy after that goal and putting Devonport under a lot of pressure. Here's Capel, Knight, back to Foot, McMullen. Doesn't have much out there for her. She's trying to survey the field and she'll poke it back into Whitney Knight. Be Hardy. And Foot now. McMullen into Walsh, who's in one of Kingborough's best as well. Done a lot around the ground, a lot of running. McMullen with a cross. Doesn't come off. And Kingborough will just bring it out patiently. Foot will make a good interception, and here's Walsh again. She will play another long ball. That's a pretty good one in the Buford direction. Now Buford trying to chase down Annabelle Wiley. Plays it back to a keeper, almost blocked off. Kanagisa heads it back in the Buford direction. And just made a little bit of a shape change since that side, with Lashmar going over that left-hand side. Kanagisa coming to the right. And Davis playing as an out-and-out 10 now with Buford coming on. So it's a different shape for Kingborough too. So both teams mixing up their positions and really their shape as well. So possessional flexibility. Here's Walsh with an effort. Deflection. Davis. Get through to her. Cross comes in. Not a bad cross. Falls for Walsh. Hits it well, but skews over the top of the bar. Just a little bit below that one. Kingborough are coming hard. And Tom Ballantyne will make a sub. I think he does need to change the momentum here. Has been Devonport very much in their control most of the game, and they just slipped a little bit in this last, well, since the goal. And we will get Maddie Payne coming on for Sam Hardy, and Louise McMullen as well coming off on that right-hand side. She had a good game out there, and they're just changing things up for Mia Smith coming on. Maybe a slightly more attacking option for the strikers. They're trying to get all 3 points here today. And Maddie Payne kind of can play across the midfield and more attacking than Hardy has been at times. You can see the Lions absolutely swarming all over Devonport at the moment. They've really found a second wind. I think they've got the bit between their teeth. The bit between their teeth here. Throw into Foot. And it just goes out of play, and that will be Mia Smith. Again, shielded out by Fuchs. Knight gets around more. Knight with some space. Here's Payne. Cuts back on the right foot. Goes for the shot. It's a decent shot. Ooh, that was a close effort. McIntosh sprawled all over the place there. And just not able to find that side netting. And that's what the Devonport coaching staff will be looking for. Just a little bit of energy in that sort of advanced midfield area. And the ball out into Payne. And Davis now. Just into Kanagisa. Just can't combine on that occasion. It's not the best ball out from Wiley. She'll play it back in the middle. Lashmar trying to play Buford through. Good cut out by Bidwell. She'll run through. Ball isn't a good one though, and Fuchs sorting her feet out. Can't do it. Capel trying to find an option. There's no width at all, and just with that substitution, McMullen's been out there all game, just with the heels on the touchline. It's been a really good outlet for Devonport, and Smith tucked in all the way at that occasion. Didn't have any option, but Foot will make good work of it anyway for Devonport, and Payne trying to run through the middle. It's a little bit of after work on Payne. Payne really solid for Lions today. Could have been super impressed with their centre backs. We'll go through. There's Payne again, the header. And we'll go back out for a Mia Smith throw. And Nice long throw coming in from Mia Smith. We'll get in the foot direction. Cross gets knotted up in the air by Moore. He'll be an unsung player today for Kingborough. It has done a lot of work, especially defensively. Knight with some good footwork and hits the crossbar. Went around Davis, hit it on her left foot, and oh, wowie, that was almost a cracker of a goal. Here she is again, Knight. Oh, slides past the far post this time. And Whitney Knight, a few sliders at goal. Geez, just hasn't quite been her day in terms of the ball going in the back of the net. But it's been very, very lively for the Strikers. And again, 1-1 here. Strikers with some good opportunities. Haven't necessarily been able to put them away. That one, crossbar, not much in that. But still a long-range effort. And Lions will look to counter here. Lashmar trying to put Smith under a bit of pressure. Buford not wanting to press the keeper. And they'll just play through. Bidwell does well to get it out. Ball comes back into White. He has to make a one-touch pass into Knight. It's a little ball around the corner, and Payne and Foot kind of splits the difference on those two. Edwards under a bit of pressure. Two young players going at it. Smith wins it on that occasion. Edwards wanting a foul, and Davis just says, "Get that out of here." Big two-footed challenge straight through and out of play. And Devonport will make one further change. That might be Phoebe Mitchell. Coming on, will be Mitchell to take the throw straight away, with Holly Emmett coming off. Annabelle Wiley with a shot into the mixer. Moore with a header away. And Foot winning that one off Lashmar. Ball into White with a bit of space. Just pokes it up the line for Foot. Will she run out of room? We'll keep it in. Good long ball across. Had some good shape on it at least, but really no direction. And I think, judging by the game, the way the game's played out, Lions getting a point here would be a big result for them, you'd feel. Capel will play it into Knight. She'll go back around Davis. Davis not wanting to get turned this time. Foot with a poke up in the air. Capel brings it down. She'll play it wide. Here's Maddie Payne. Ball over the top of McIntosh, and she fields it again well. Again, just being not the tallest keeper, those little looping balls can be a little bit difficult for her at times, but she's done excellently today. And really solid for the Lions, whilst trying to get through a bit of traffic, and didn't get a yell that she had a player on the back. White in acres of space in that holding midfield, and just has to play it out wide because of this defensive block from Kingborough. They're getting a bit stretched now, though. Devonport have come hard again in this last 5 or 6 minutes. Just with that good period of play for Kingborough, they're struggling just a touch to keep up with it for now. And we'll go out for another attacking opportunity here for Devonport. Again, Knight's set piece taking a little bit off today. That might be a little bit ominous. She will do it again. It's floated up. White's in the area using her height. 50-50 ball. I don't know who that one came off. Bit of a decision for ref to make. And they do sort it out in the end and give it a goal kick to Kingborough. There's a bit of a ricochet off White. Go long McIntosh. Cut out again by Foot, who's been lurking in those areas. Capel with a long ball, and the Strikers under 21s just about to get their warm-up underway. Looking a little bit scary for Erica McIntosh. Davis with a bit of space. Will she run at Phoebe Mitchell, the sub? Should have fresh legs to deal with this well. Davis just such good at getting around those little corners and keeping her balance. Goes on the left foot. Worst strike from Laura Davis. A little bit of a tight angle, you would think. Probably could have stood that one back up into the Buford direction. But side netting from that angle, not a bad effort at all. Again, she has to do a lot on her own. And Devonport again trying to get the attack going. And it's a little bit messy over there. Ava Wiley bring that ball back in. Lashmar able to get into more. More trying to poke it through for Kanagisa, but it's a good foot away by Smith. Mia Smith this occasion. Buford now. Back into Kanagisa trying to find Davis. A little bit under hit on the left foot. And Payne's onside. And that ball's held up. And it's gone back to Knight. And she's skewed it away. There was a big collision after the ball. I think McIntosh got the ball and then body straight through her. I think that was a little bit stiff not to get a free kick, in my opinion. But then again, I'm not out there. And Knight couldn't make them pay anyway. So it doesn't matter in the end. That's a golden opportunity for Devonport. They've had a couple of those you think that on other days they might do a little bit better from. His Lions in the second half haven't really had much. They've had the one opportunity in earnest, and they've taken that one when they've needed to. Moore and Kanagisa sorted out well. Here's Moore. Sims tracking back well. Moore will get back onto the ball here, but Davis says, I'll have that one. And she's surrounded by two Strikers players. Able to burrow her way through. Plays the ball into Casey Buford. Touch isn't the best one, and Mitchell and Annabelle Wiley will sort it out. Wiley sends it long. Kanagisa's there, sun's in her eyes, does well to get that to Lashmar. Lashmar trying to bring it down. Kanagisa with a poke through. Up in the air from Bidwell. Skewed off from Wiley. Done by Buford. She'll turn the corner. And cops a little bit on the way out for troubles. I think Capel wanted a free kick. I don't think there was much in that. And Kingborough well within their rights just to keep playing on there. And it's been an up and down second half. Both teams have had some good bits of play. And Kingborough now working their way back into it. Ball coming in to Bidwell. Ball through. Good for Foot. And Capel playing it through. Payne's there. McIntosh again, way out of her area. She's been keep the sweeping all day. Really solid effort from her. And that's a quick throw in from Devonport. I don't think Lions are really ready for this. The midfield aren't back in position. Big sliding challenge from Ava Wiley. She's kind of sat on the ball there and does enough to get it out of play. That's all she needed to do. And Whitney Knight will come across and take this one. See the wind picking up that direction of the field where we're just stepped out of this kind of lower bowl area. So that wind starting to blow at the far end of the ground. This will be kind of one that will stand up a little bit and will be out swinging. Fuchs away. Does well. Lashmar with a bit of space to run. Bidwell tracking back hard. She'll just launch it up into the Davis direction, who's gone back into the striker position after spending a bit of time in midfield. Buford's making her way down this side, and she'll almost get here. Payne running up from centre-back. Said, I'll do it myself, and good aggressive run from Eloise Payne too. That was a nice bit of counter-attack from the Lions. It hasn't always been smooth for them on that front today, but when they have got it together, it looks very, very threatening. It's a good ball through to Walsh. She'll turn back on the right foot. It's Walsh with a good shot, and what a save by Mitchell. Hannah Walsh just cutting her way through the Lions midfield and hit that one well. She's had a couple of siders today, and it's been her best effort so far. And potentially unlucky not to go 2-1 up here, Kingborough. Again, they haven't had the bulk of the chances, but they've had some good ones all the same. And Walsh will take this one. Goes over to the back stick. Mitchell comes and flaps for it. And big collision at the back stick. And they'll just pull it up for a free kick. I think Fuchs was barnstorming back there. I think Capel may be the other player involved in that little altercation. And it'll be a bit of a grandstand finish here. Well done by Fuchs. And forward through Lashmar. Lashmar holding it up. She'll go through. We'll win a throw in. And Lions still pushing here, which is good to see. They're not just sitting on this point. I know they're at home, but against the top team in the league, I think they'll be pretty happy with a point out of this game. But if they can get all three, that will be just a massive result for them. Still a lot of time to go in this game. Good feet from Wiley. Buford's in the area. Comes back out to the top. Lashmar plays it to Buford. A big swing of the back heel. Maybe had a little bit more time than she thought to get there. But Buford's provided a bit of energy since she's come on. Hasn't had a heap of touches, but she's put herself in some really interesting positions and been a dangerous player for Lions. She doesn't go for that one. Lets Capel have a free header, but doesn't make good contact. Wiley and Foot will battle this one out. Foot will win it so far. We'll go back in the middle for Whitney Knight. Just sense that Knight might have one more sort of shot to fire in this game. Here's White. She will get it in tonight. Walsh again with a barnstorming challenge. Here's Kanagisa. Lions on the attack now. Davis just leaves it behind, gets back up. And she'll push her way through again. Just a typical running around corners, Laura Davis. It's such a good change of direction. Kanagisa linking up well in the middle there. And Walsh making a nice challenge. Midfield's really coming to the fore now for Kingborough. Edwards, a throw goes to the feet of Kanagisa. Gets herself in a bit of trouble. Does win a corner. You just sense that something will happen in this game. I think that potentially won't be a draw. I think Lions are just making sure they've got their back door sorted here. Walsh will take. It's a bit of a slice. Mitchell with a really good take. Safe hands. She'll launch it quickly up the field. There's no one really over that side of the field. Probably had to go in the Sims direction. Payne just cruising on over. Maybe a little bit too casual. And Foot runs through. Sets up at the top of the box for Knight. Touches it through. Sims plays it out to Foot, who's offside, and does interfere with play in the end. A little bit overly keen. Foot trying not to deal with that one, but just hit, too accurate almost from Sims. And Payne will shape to shoot, and she slips over, unfortunately. And both teams are starting to feel a little bit antsy here. The game really opening up. Kappa will head it down. More good foot in. Walsh and Mitchell make a bit of a 50-50 challenge, and Edwards sees it over the line. Lions just trying to get their shape. Capel has had a bit of space. Now finds Walsh and Moore for company. Abby White will make a switching play. Mia Smith trying to get open over there. White with some really good feet to get it to foot. Little back heel. It's Knight! Whitney Knight with a really good finish for Devonport. They go 2-1 up. And that might be the nail in the coffin for the Lions. They've tried valiantly here. And nice little bit of play from Lucy Foote with the assist. And Whitney Knight, as I was saying earlier, she's had a few siders at goal. Hasn't found it so far. And that's pretty clinical from the new strikers recruit. And unfortunate for Lions, I'd say. They've battled very, very hard in this game. And potentially they've had a few windows of opportunity of their own to go 2-1 up. And now they'll have to battle back again. And just might be a little bit of desperation needed. Edwards up to Foote, who's beasted in there. Buford trying to shove through Mitchell. Mitchell gets up and gives her a shove for her troubles. And Davis trying to hurry up the strikers. She's probably just slowing it down in anything. And it's a bit of a talking to from the referee. Devonport just taking a little bit of time out of the game. And again, they're one goal to the good here. Ball will go through for Edwards. Here's Knight surveying the pitch. It's a really good switcher play. Here's Smith in a bit of space. And all coming in will be a corner. And this sort of position is just golden for the strikers at the moment. It can just take a little bit of time off the clock. No real threat the Kingborough will pose off corner, at least immediately. They haven't really set up too aggressively here. Davis has come over to the near side, and only if the ball floats to the back post will she be an option here. And she's outnumbered by about 4 Devonport shirts. Back here. Knight just taking her sweet time with that one. And just surveying the field. She will get it in eventually. It's not the best delivery. It's away by Walsh. But again, no Lions out on this far side. So White will just slow it down. But Walsh showing that desperation. She'll play it long. Davis is in the area, but a little bit too long for her. And Smith puts it out of play. And Kingborough will have to get this one back in quick as they can. They do go Wiley into Fuchs. Payne. Edwards is the only option. There's no one in the midfield for Lions here. Edwards has to go wide. It's challenged by Sims and turns it over. Moore's challenge just misses the mark. Sims pokes it through. Edwards recovering, and she'll just send it out of play. Again, this is good for Devonport. Trying to sort out the added time through the coaching and the refereeing staff. A little bit of chat from the Kingborough bench. Kingborough not able to get through the wall of strikers midfielders though. Here goes Moore. He's worked very hard all game. Buford keeps it in. Not quite. And now Devonport making the last couple of subs. Be Grace Sims coming off. Almost found the back of the net a couple of occasions tonight. And Lucy Foote with the assist for that second goal. Fantastic back heel coming off as well. And we have Emily Smith coming on. And Jenna Matthews, the last substitution for Devonport. So not much time left in this one. Here's Lashmar. Try and squeeze into Davis, who uses the body well. Again, just a little bit isolated, Laura Davis. Ball through to Lashmar. Sorry, Buford. Does not get to her, but it will be a corner for the Lions. And another Davis will go short. Moore's come in here. She'll play it back to Davis. Oh, fakes her well, but touch is a bit strong. She'll go in now. Kanagisa doesn't get onto it and goes back out. And here's Knight in a lot of space. And whether she just thinks to go for it, one-on-one with Payne. She'll go all the way. Knight with a ball across. Smith, what a tackle by Walsh. A little clip on behind. Nothing doing there from the referee, and McIntosh contains it. She'll send it long, but no one's up there for the Lions, and Wiley takes that one pretty casually in the end. Into Davis. Smith. And he'll go out to Emily Smith. Bidwell. She'll just launch it up the line and get it out of play. Again, it's all... it's really just do what you can here for Devonport. See this one out. And 2-1 win would be a very big result for them, you feel. I think this has been a tough matchup for them. But Kingborough are not done yet. Here's Davis in behind again. He's got Bidwell for company. Buford's in the middle. Bidwell's clearance is blocked. And does go out for a corner. Just rebounded back off Bidwell the last phase there. I think they're just sending everyone up here. Fuchs is coming. Ashmar's curler. It's away by Payne. Hasn't waited for a centre-backs to get up there. They do need to get it moving. More trying to turn the corner, and that's a terrific challenge from Knight. Doing it on both ends. And into more. Call comes from the Kingborough just to get in the mix. Kanagisa been in the wars today. Cops that one in the chest. Buford's wide. Edwards' ball is nice. Or it's Walsh who's drifted out wide, and that ball doesn't get through. And you feel that Kingborough trying to throw everything at the wall at the moment. It's nothing quite seems to stick for Knight for a longer shot again. Happy to pull the trigger from that sort of distance. Kingborough trying to get underway with it as quick as they can. McIntosh over to field that ball. And it's been a spirited effort from the Lions. They've been pretty solid defensively all games. Haven't been able to really get their counter-attack 100%. And just that last bit of magic from Knight and Foot. Really the difference in the teams at the moment. Davis trying to send it through. Go to Edwards. It's an interesting little ball over the top. Buford's kind of in there. So is Kanagisa. Wiley does very well to field that one, and we'll get it up the line to Jenna Matthews. Get taken off her. Buford with a bit of a rainbow turn. Doesn't happen, and we'll just get put out of play by Capel. Ball comes in. Kanagisa now. Edwards turns kind of out of trouble, but into trouble again. Knight just showing that experience and just lumps it into the corner. I think it's just like didn't have the run that she wanted, and thought, look, that's best place for the ball to be for us. McIntosh's ball is into Walsh, just about being Kingborough's best on today. Here's Moore has also put a big shift in. Kanagisa back into Lashmar. Fuchs. Ball goes forward. And early ball, a bit of a challenging one for Mitchell. It just leans on it in the end. And that will be full-time. 2-1 to the Devonport Strikers. A valiant effort from Kingborough, though. And they will continue their unbeaten streak at the top of the table. Very entertaining game for the neutral here at Lightwood Park today. In two, well, really spirited teams, and good way to spend first day of women's or female football week. The winning goal coming from the foot of Whitney Knight. And Kingborough, not to be with their heads held down at all. Kanagisa getting them back level after going 1-0 down, and just haven't quite had enough to get over the line. You have to say Devonport definitely deserves something out of that game, but for Kingborough, they will think we can hang with the best of them in this league. So, as I said, very, very thoroughly entertaining game today here at Lightwood Park, and thank you so much for joining us. My name's Alex Mummery. It's been a pleasure to bring you the coverage, and we'll see you later on for the Launceston Derby.